Hi guys, my name is Anjali and in today's video I will be talking about the Omnicom and the IPG merger. So lots of you have been seeing these videos and on your Instagram or your LinkedIn or news, and there have been lots of misconception that has been happening, like what is this? Is there going to be a layoff? Should I be worried? Should I not join IPG? I have offer letter. I will be joining. So I hope this video covers all the concepts and all the basic understanding what is this merger about and should you be worried or not. So I will start the video with all the practical and the concept, all the knowledge, like why this is happening, how this is going to affect and in the industry and everything. And in the uh, please watch video till last because uh, I will be mentioning about and answering all your questions about the Omnicom and IPG merger in the last. So please watch the video till last so you can get all your answers. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. This merger about and the things that you should consider and you should have knowledge of since you are working in this particular field. So stay tuned and let's get started. So earlier this week it was announced that merger of Omnicom is going to be acquired an Interpublic with the Interpublic, which is the deal was around of a massive 13.3 billion, and which basically comes up to become the largest advertising industry in the world. And as someone who is from a digital marketing perspective industry and with the similar perspective who has worked with the agency sides mostly in her career and also with the startup side, I can see it's going to make a very huge impact, when uh, not just on the advertising side but also on designing and all the aspects of digital marketing. I can say even for the creative industry as a whole it's going to be something very huge impact it's going to make. This story was like so powerful that it has been covered by many publications, but people are focusing on the articles like Axios and the New York Times that uh, that the breakdown, like what is happening with the Omnicom. And I mean that before we get into it, let's be sure like the and make sure that you are leaving comment and you are also subscribing my channel because I am just close to become 40 subscribers. And this channel is going to not just help you here, but I will try my best to come up with the latest information, not just limited with the IPD but all over the different agencies and the experience. So please follow and make sure you comment. I really love when people comment and reach out to me with their queries on the LinkedIn and have conversation with me, and that's something that keeps me motivated. It's just not about views and like, it's just about having networks and connections. So I just it really motivates you that you are doing something that that is actually helping people. So let's start one by one, and I have written notes in front of my screen so I don't forget. So if you think that my site is going up and down, so just bear. So before we start, let's talk about what is Omnicom and what is IPG. So I know you must have heard about Omnicom many times, that it is an agency. Before it was also a part of some other agencies. Sometimes you have heard about Omnicom with the WPP or group there. But what is IPG and like what are they doing? So basically Omnicom and uh, Interpublic Group, which is mostly the full form of IPG is Interpublic Group. So they are the part of the advertising agencies of big four. For just like every other industry there are always big fours, like people say that I work in big four, which is Deloitte, EY. So for every industry there's a big four, and Omnicom IPG is somehow part of that, the big four. And everyone has a dream of working in such companies like Group M, WPP, Publicis, Omnicom is, these are just a part of the big four of digital marketing. Also uh, Omnicom is currently considered as the third largest agency of all four, and trailing behind which have Publicis, WPP, and according to the one of the data of magazine, which is Axios, in 2023, Omnicom reported 14.7 billion revenue, and while IPG had only 10.9 billion. So Omnicom also owns some of the strongest, agencies in the industry, which includes BBDO, Critical Mass, and Wolf Collins. And these agencies have worked with the clients like Meta itself and BMW, American Express. So that's why the Omnicom have, the good revenue and holds a very strong place in the market. Omnicom also have some a serious creative talent, some of the best agency in the world. Uh, I have personally not worked in all of these, but I have seen people, my colleagues who work in these industries, and I feel they are generally some of the brightest and the most utilized people I have seen. So that's something I have seen about the Omnicom. And for IPG, I've already mentioned the type of crowd that you have seen. On the other side, IPG's IPG agencies have agencies like FCB, Weber, McCann, and the History Agency. By the way, the client includes Walmart, H&M, Warzone. So IPG is not that irrelevant, but it also holds a very good clients. Now, the main question arises that like why this acquisition is happening and why it is happening only with IPG. And let's get started. The issue starts from the IPG itself. There have been lots of issues for for a very long time when you see about the IPG. They have worked with the major clients like that I've mentioned, Walmart and H&M and many more, but they have been underperforming for their size. In one of the report, New York Times, it was mentioned that the previously the accounts like BMW, Verizon were part of IPG, and they had shown a major loss on their accounts in back in 2022, and they have lost all the major accounts. So due to which there have been the underperformance, and that's why they are no longer part of IPG. Also, since 2015, IPG has a stock price that have relatively been flat. Like when you compare with the WPP, which is basically Group M, and Omnicom, the the IPG have been stagnant for years. Like not a single growth have been noted in the IPG. So IPG also has sold their two agencies to private firms, while the competitors of IPG have been growing and IPG have been sinking, and it has been for years now. And New York Times also have reports that IPG have been looking for buyers for all the years since they have lost the accounts. So this is not something very out of nowhere, out of blue. This has happened. This has been done with a lots of planning. That in one of the article I've seen, I will attach the screenshot. It was mentioned that the IPG is basically IPG CEO basically have been looking for buyers for a very long time because of the growth and then the performance on the major account that they have shown. So it was a very planned, and which basically tells the one thing that they don't expect any future growth from their company itself. They're likely to get more losses in future, and to avoid all these losses and to overcome with everything and to avoid layoffs and everything, they have just done the merger, or they have basically sold their company to someone else. Omnicom. So on the Omnicom side, the Omnicom CEO, which is John, has told New York Times that the acquisition would harness the significant opportunity to create new technology and will give exponential changes. So this is basically corporate language. The reality is just that Omnicom wants to expand and have just like IPG. Omnicom have been looking for buyers for a very long time, and they want to become the boss of the industry. The same in the same New York Times article references that Omnicom has failed. Omnicom wanted to attempt to merge with the publishers. Basically, instead of IPG, the Omnicom has focused on getting merged with the publishers, but which was in 2013. But the deal didn't go through because Omnicom claims that they had their own lessons, and publishers mentioned that this will threaten their clients' data and everything. So that's why they have already failed one time when they were trying to acquire the publishers, but after looking to the all the agencies, I'm sure they have also looked for the other agencies, but they have now chosen IPG because I'm not sure exactly the reason, but IPG is the only industry I will say that were looking for the buyers. In the statement, they have also mentioned that this uh, this is something that will make a market dominance and will make them better. Basically, they just want to become the best agency, and not it's just not about innovation or anything about the growth or anything, just about expanding and becoming the master of everyone. So so basically this deal is not just going to become the largest industry, but apart from that, they will also own the agencies, the media agencies, the communication, the PR. They want to also acquire everything which is around the digital marketing, which is designing, branding, creative agencies, and everything. So this is just my understanding that they should have a movement. Basically, they just want to lead the talent. They just want to lead, and they just want to expand. Instead, we are as a employee who is going to face the major challenges. They can choose their competition, they can choose their new companies, they can choose new employees, they can simply do whatever they want. They just but as a corporate person, all this thing is going to somewhat going to disrupt our lives, because if you understand that one company want to join another company and want to acquire everything, so it will also somewhat lead that they want to reduce the the cost, so that all this transaction happens smoothly. So there are high chances that to reduce the uh, all the the expenses, the best thing the company do is to lay off, because that's what is the easiest. And reducing the size will means that the work will be given to the other consultants. So just so you have seen the small agencies and consultants who do the same work, but they will do at the cheaper rates, and they will do the work, they will do overtime. That will not be the priority, but work will be done, so that will lead to you know a better management according to the company. So they just don't want to innovate, they just don't want to compete, they just want to buy and scale. So that's have been the Omnicom take to buy and expand. So despite of having a very incredible talent, Omnicom leadership is still something that cannot surpass the quality of work and the quality of talent and everything, and the rules and the policies that WPP and publishers have. So I also feel for the creatives and for the creators who will be effective, because there will be low of the market. This move also going to make the job market to very brutal, and it's going to affect the people very badly. I have been in the job market for like 6 months. So basically, when I resigned from the Group M during July, I have seen the market, and I was unemployed for a very few months, and that was my for own personal reason. I didn't join new company, but I thought I will join new company within a few weeks or something like that. But I've seen the market, and everyone is playing smart. Everyone is looking for someone is who can join within 30 days or something like that. I've seen people, recruiters reaching out only to you because they just want to hire you, because the notice period is less. They're not focusing on your skills and the more tools and the experience you come with, but only they care about is the notice period. So I feel like there are many talented people who have been working for years, and they have also mentioned that during the office I've heard that the people who have been working for the very long time is going to get affected more, and going to be affected with the layoff also. So let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. So to summarize, the most important thing that you wanted to listen actually is that I'm going to tell you now. First of all, if you are joining Omnicom and you feel like what will happen, is there going to be a layoff, I should be worried or not? No, there will be no layoff if you're joining company right now. The layoff, if even if the layoff happens, there are higher chances this will happen only to the people who have been working for their long time, but not the people who are in probation or the people who have recently joined. So you can take at least 1 year, so there's no worry for 1 year. Secondly, what is this merger? Are we going to work with the two companies, IPG and Omnicom? No, merger is just a corporate word. Basically, Omnicom has bought IPG, and the reason they have bought IPG is to expand and to become the leader of all the agencies, and they just wanted to expand. Third thing, is this all these things, all these changes is going to affect your salaries or anything? uh, yes, I have heard that the previously IPG night shift allowance was around 300. Yeah, it was 300 per day. But there were some misconceptions, like they were having a very weird policy. Only they can understand it. That basically 300 means you will get 1500 per week. But they had some stupid bullshit rules that if you come on this day, if you don't come on that day, you will get. If you don't come on that, you will not get full 1500, something like that. So that all these weird things is going to change in the Omnicom. Omnicom will implement their own rules. So for the people who are already working in Omnicom, there are high chances the similar rules will be applied. So the night shift allowance will increase to 500, and uh, all uh, all the policies that the company have will also change. Slowly. They have already started making changes in the if you see the tails, previously it used to be Pune Interpublic, but now you see Anjali Rajput, basically your name, and you see Omnicom, and even your meals have also started changing. And about the salaries, there have been not much discussions when about the salary. I don't think the salary will be something that is going to get changed. But yeah, the policies, the claims that they had, there are high chances that all of that will be changed. Thirdly, for the people about the management and everything, yes, the if you have worked in Group M or publicists, they are also having a very similar type of structure, like the senior manager and executive, senior executive. But in IPG, there is a totally different thing that happened. There are clusters. They have divided cluster lead, cluster manager, and something like that, which is very difficult to understand sometimes. So yeah, all these things can also be something that will be changed. And about the work from home and all these things, if you're someone who joined the company and you're currently working in Pune and doing everything, so there is a chance that if you someone who's working for, who originally lives in a different location, so for example Hyderabad or Gurgaon, so if with the Omnicom changes, there are higher chances you can relocate back to the place where you are actually living. So you can opt for that option. So there will be no mandatory Pune office, but yes, you can go back to your the go back to different Omnicom office. And these are the, I think, the basic things that I've mentioned that people were usually asking me, that layoff and what are the things and all. Yeah, I have a very strong, I also think that there are high chances that the policies that the company is currently having, which is basically for IPG, are also going to get changed somewhat because they were having a very complicated, very weird policy. So yeah, all these things is also going to get changed. So I think you have got all the answer that you were expecting from me. If you have any other question, please, comment, and reach out to me. I will be happy to help. And Merry Christmas and Merry New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. Bye.